VersTEAv202.
Hello, hashtag VersTEAv family, and welcome. It's week 202. I'm Aaron Mack, and I'm here with my good friend Kevin, aka CBC Basic Complexity. And today I will share with you all the significance of the number two for me. And in this case, since it's week 202, I will share the significance of 202. And first of all, 202 is actually a state route in the state of Maryland, which we both love, right? We're both Marylanders.
Of course.
And Route 202 actually connects Upper Marlboro to Bladensburg. So Upper Marlboro South, Bladensburg going northwest. So Bladensburg or Upper Marlboro Southeast, Bladensburg Northwest. Anyway, it's all cool because it's all PG. So we love it all. And when I was talking with Basic Complexity yesterday, he was like, yeah, 202 is also the area code for my metro area city, head city, DC. And I was like, oh, that's right. So 202 is also the DC area code, which yay for that. All right. Now I can't wait until we get to episode 443 so I can give the same kind of respect and shout out to Baltimore. Whoop whoop. Anyway, Basic Complexity, if you could take it away with our new song for your new song choice for the week.
It's a new song by Nicki Minaj, and it's called "Where Will Be the Not the but the Sleaze."
The sleeves?
Sleeze.
S is in Sam,
Yes.
of course. Okay, continue. I'm sorry, continue.
Okay. I am assuming I'm not sure that it would be the lead track from her as a yet unnamed upcoming album, possibly. Um, but I was like, the song has definitely a serious sample that is actually this year 20 years old because it came out in 2003. And some of you might remember the song Never Leave You or Uh-Oh by Lumity. And I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of like it. Was annoying eventually, but I liked it at first. Um,
You
yeah,
don't have.
and
Oh, sorry.
oh no, just one last thing. I was just gonna say that the sample alone takes me back to my younger years, 20 years ago. And basically, I sound older as hell now. But yeah, I was definitely younger then.
Well, we are not kids anymore. That's just
Right?
a fact, and that Lumi D, that is so funny because we were talking about that as well yesterday or a couple of days ago. And I was like, that no shade to anybody, no shade to anybody. Kevin, I know that you are taking the high road and being like, well, I'm ashamed to say I liked it. I'll say that I'm ashamed to say that I liked it. I did not like that song. I would always be like, "What in the world is our music industry coming to?" Uh-oh, uh-oh. And it was like, okay, next. But whatever. It was a huge hit. It was a huge hit. It was everywhere. It was huge. But yeah,
Yes.
all right. So Nicki Minaj is. I love Nicki Minaj, right? I do. And Nicki Minaj is just about Nicki Minaj is another one who you don't talk negatively about. So
Oh,
at to avoid running the risk of something I say being misconstrued, I'll just say I love Nicki Minaj. That's an interesting title for a song. Interesting choice of words, Queen. Anyway, but
it's in my opinion, it's the exact same thing as we will never ever disrespect Beyonce because the VersTEAv is that's a whole nother story. And I'm not taking on the VersTEAv. I am not willing to commit suicide because it would be a death wish.
we won't take on the Beehive for a couple of reasons then. So there's that, but there's also the fact that I am starting to like not I hate to say starting to, but I'm just starting to like truly be in awe of the amazingness that is Beyonce. Like I remember years ago, a fellow 83 baby, Kev on stage. He actually does Christian based comedy, but he's really cool. And he's really popular on social media. And he was talking about how he does not like when people claim that Beyonce is in the Illuminati or something like that, because he's like, that's just taking away from the fact that she is actually exceptionally talented and works really, really hard. So it's like, no, it's not that she works really hard. It's because she's sold her soul to the Illuminati. No, whatever the Illuminati is, some made up whatever, you know, Beyonce works really, really hard. Anyway, whatever. Okay. Are we ready for my older song?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say my older song this week is 1989's Mickey Howard, Come Home to Me. And that song is such a mature song. And I'm like, we don't get mature songs like that anymore, you know? And I realize it's such a mature song. And why is it so mature? Because the subject of the song, she's talking about her man come home to me. She says that, she acknowledges that you thought the grass was greener on the other side, and you stepped out to find out that the grass was not greener on the other side. So, okay, come home to me. Because songs nowadays, it's always like, you cheat on me, I'll break up with you. Cheat on me, I'll break up with you. Tell me something wrong, I'll break up with you. It's like that's where songs are largely today. And also, I have to shout out uh, Dolly Parton's song from 1973, Jolene, because that's another example of a mature song. It's like we don't really get mature songs like that. Hey, Chrissy Marie, friend. And we don't really get songs like that nowadays because in that song, Jolene, Dolly Parton's talking about this woman who she's describing as like, you are exceptionally beautiful. Please don't take my man. Please don't take my man. And they were both 27 when they released these songs. So it's not that at 27 you're too young. It's just that that's just not the direction the music industry is going in at this moment, you know? But she's like, "You're so beautiful. Please don't take my man. He's all I've got." You know, and I'm like, "Yes, Dolly Parton. Yes, Mickey Howard." Anyway, okay, I've said enough. It is time for the section that I reveal the titles of the week. Hashtag called. Hashtag knowing. Hashtag connection. Hashtag telling. And we'll have the hashtag timeless TV segment, which is hashtag live one for once. All right. And basic complexity, are we ready to get the show on the road, my friend?
Yeah.
All right. And here we go. Here we go. One more time. Everybody's feeling fine. Here we go. Yes, yes, yes. Here we go.
Hashtag called at Warren Abercrombie at Samson McCormick. Hashtag VersTEAv202 Screen text. When you forget your date is Gen Z.
He's like, ma'am, I don't care about your pronouns. I just want some coffee. And then she threw it in his face.
What? Oh my god.
I know.
Why are you even friends with someone who doesn't respect pronouns?
Well, and that's what I told him. I said, hey man, that shit ain't cool. That's something, we gotta change that.
Interview at Comedy Hype.
Do you think it's fair, the backlash and the outrage that you are receiving?
I didn't say anything that was transphobic. My comment wasn't even about trans women. It was about pronouns. And let's use common sense. If a person who does not know anything about pronouns or even gender expression sees somebody come out the house looking like Rick Ross, they're not going to walk up to that person and call them Nicki Minaj. They're going to call them sir. Let's use common sense. If a person can look at you and can't tell that you want to be called a she, her, they're going to mess up. And a lot of people are going to, and a lot of people are going to have questions and uncomfortable comments because this is new for a lot of people. I think folks get scared when people say out loud, everybody does not get that. And they get upset when, especially people in the gay community say, we don't all get that. But if we're not getting it and we're not having honest conversations about it, what makes you think that heterosexual people are all going to get it?
Absolutely.
Screen text. Driving for Uber in 2022.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
Whoa, did you just assume my gender?
Get out.
All right. So we did not. Do you want to go first? No, I'll go first for this one, and we'll work it out. Okay. So I'm going first for this one, and it is. Don't even have a timer. I don't know why. See, Julie. Here we go. Okay. So my initial reaction is Samson McCormick is an amazingly cool trailblazer in the field of openly gay comedy. He's an outstanding individual, and I kind of fully despise that the person who was interviewing him mentioned how this is actually like the level, like it's on the level of being backlash, and I'm like, backlash, and it's just awful that we would actually give a backlash to a guy who is a trailblazer in so many ways in the community, and I think that's unfair. And honestly, it kind of feels like a little bit of just extra backlash related to the B-boy blues hate that people are giving Jussie Smollett, because Samson McCormick is a co-executive producer of B-Boy Blues. And B-Boy Blues is an exceptional film. And I wanted to say, shout out to our BGSAH, our friends at BGSAH, because they showed B-Boy Blues a couple of weeks ago. And it was just exceptional. And Jussie Smollett himself showed up at that event, which was super cool. And he explained that B-Boy Blues has been exceptionally successful, which is an excellent thing, and that they are already working on a sequel. And it's like, yes, come on, gays, we did it. We did it. So, in spite of all of those negative forces trying to backlash and put things down, like we still rise above. We came together and were able to rise above and make it a huge success like it deserves to be. Now, my connection, oh, I did want us to publicly side with Samson because, or at least I wanted to show that we're publicly siding with Samson on this, because it's like when it comes to the whole thing, instead of demonizing somebody, him in this case, we should use this as an opportunity to have an open dialogue about the extension of grace being a mutual thing to help people get to the point of understanding others' journeys. Basic complexity.
Okay. After hearing this, and I am solely speaking for myself, no one else, just me. I would immediately apologize if I made the mistake and correct myself. I understand what that is like, because I, more often than not, I've been over the phone, not in person, but over the phone, I've been assumed to be a female because I don't have a deep voice and never have. That's all I got.
See, you just gave me a 1 minute. You know, so yeah, I have a deep voice. I used to sing baritone in the choir. I get it. But it's funny you mentioned that, because that reminded me of when I was a kid, people always used to think I was a woman. And whenever I would call and I would use it to my advantage when I would call like toy stores and stuff, I'd be like, yes, thank you. Do you have the Power Rangers in stock? And they'd be like, yes, ma'am. I'll go ahead and take a look. And I'd say thank you. And because they would always think I was an actual woman, but I was actually just a young boy. But whatever. That's just how my voice was. Anyway, yeah, grace, extension of grace needs to be mutual. We need to work with each other and grow with each other. Like if somebody's just like F you, I don't care. In my opinion, you don't look like a man, or you don't look like a woman, so I'm not gonna call you a woman. Stuff like that is wrong. But like in the example that Mr. Abercrombie gave, when the person got in the car and they were like, wait a minute, are you just assuming my gender? You know, that's problematic. Anyway, but my one sentence is, whether or not you are at your desired destination for your gender, please extend grace and such to others, actually trying to kindly respect the journey. Allies are trying to ally. I'm going to read it one more time.
Mhm.
Whether or not you're at your desired destination for your gender, please extend grace to others, actually trying to kindly respect the journey. Allies are trying to ally. Basic complexity, you're 1 minute and one, you're 1 and 1.
Um, it's basically just the one. Assumptions are sometimes something that you just do not want to do. It's not for everybody.
And there we have it. Oh,
Yeah.
Hashtag knowing at Ana underscore Dale underscore Castillo. Hashtag VersTEAv202
The truth is that deep down we know exactly where we stand with someone. Hope blurs that line, but we know.
all right. You can go first, basic complexity, da da da. And I'll go first for the next one. You go first for this one and the next one, and I'll go first for the fourth one.
Oh, okay. Um, mm, all right. Basically, the statement is, I guess, low key true. And I would admit that I have often for that or a few times over the years. As I grew older, I started to change how I would interact with someone and or somewhat. Um, I wanted to trust my gut feeling more, or I started to trust my gut feeling more as I grew older. And that's what I've.
Right. And so my initial reaction is connected to my connection. And I say that, wow, that is a hard truth and it is real truth. Okay. And it's like, well, how do we know? How do we get that feeling that we just know where we stand with somebody? But we do. And it generates from an accumulation, a culmination of many different little things here and there that we've experienced with that person. That it's like individually, it's like, well, that's not really a big sign. But since I know I'm going to end up having some time, but I'll say it's kind of like now this is the sad shade, but I'm always very honest with hashtag first TV. Um, my mom actually kind of had an idea that I was going to be gay for quite a while. And when I would do little things, and she's like, oh, okay, Aaron. Mm-hmm. I would get all clam up and be like, that doesn't mean that I'm gay. Anyway, all of that to say, a culmination of things. It's not necessarily the one thing, and it's that culmination of things, and it's like trying to hide an agenda, and I see right through you, like NSYNC saying, And I don't think it's that that you must immediately just disassociate yourself with the person, but call a spade and place them accordingly in your life. Okay, and it can be. Ooh, just saying that kind of hit me. It can be hard to accept. It can be hard to accept that, but just be the best you that you can be. And if newly accepted, then cool. If they're like, hey, now that you're being even better, I see you better now. Cool, cool, thanks. You know, just be the best you that you can be and place accordingly. Anyway, basic complexity, you're 1 and 1.
All right, this is extremely short and straight to the point. It's just to trust your gut feeling because, yeah, it's typically right.
Snaps to that. And I will say, also short, be the best you that you can be with or without their acceptance.
Mm.
And you know your best. You know when you're doing your best. All right. Now,
Hashtag connections at JustWitty, hashtag VersTEAv202
So we've been texting back and forth. I think I'm gonna let him know how I feel about him.
Ooh, how do you feel?
I feel good. I feel good about you.
He texts back, sis?
Yeah, girl. He said he feel better about me and he loved it.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm gonna say,
Girl, let it breathe. You don't want to seem thirsty?
girl, I'm done playing them childish games. I saw it. I'm gonna respond to it.
Okay. So what you end up saying to him?
I said, hopefully this lasts forever.
Oh, that's brave. He responds.
No, not yet.
Oh, he just responded, sis. Sorry, I got a little busy. Accountability.
Okay.
It's special. I feel the same. Ooh, let me love it. Ooh, it's been a minute since I made it. What should I say? I feel the same. He open.
This your year.
Amen.
yes. Basic complexity.
When watching that, I've definitely been in a similar situation years ago with a dude I thought was extremely attractive. Thought was extremely attractive when I first saw him. However, at that moment, I was in a relationship and was not stepping out, period. I just thought he was like some eye candy. um, and years later, I learned that he actually liked me also, and I was just kind of shocked. And that's what I have.
All right. My initial reaction is that I actually thought this was going to be a joke, and I thought that at the end of the day, she was going to end up getting played somehow, and I was sort of watching on bated breath, like, oh, I don't want to see her get played, but Just Witty actually has a very funny channel and does a lot of really good stuff that's funny. But I was like, oh, but I don't want to see this end badly for her, but we'll see. And then it had a happy ending, and I'm like, yes. And my connection to it is it's interesting the whole when her friend sister was like, let it breathe, you know, and Just Witty was like, I, I'm done with those childish games. I'm like, yeah, yes, because that is a childish game. Yes, I've been there before, truly, where you're like, oh, okay, well, let me give it a moment to breathe. And it's not like that's the language that I actually used in my mind. That I was like, okay, well, let me just give it a moment, and then I'll respond to him. I don't want to seem thirsty and desperate, even though I'm thirsty and desperate. But it is what it is. And I I remember one of my former mental health counselors. She talked about how she's like, I don't know what it is with people who it's like they don't want to get played. They don't want to get played. So they always proceed everything with caution. And it's like, okay, because that is the fear. You don't want to get played. So you do proceed with a lot of caution, but at the end of the day, they might be the one for you. You might be the one for them. So you don't have to, if proceeding with your genuine feelings runs them away, maybe they're not the one for you. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's not the time for the two of you right now. Maybe later, maybe not. Who knows? But I also want to add sometimes your single friends might give advice for the sake of keeping you single, for the sake of their company, also for the sake of their entertainment. And I wanted to mention that because I have been there before, truly. And just because I had to realize, wait a minute, you want me to stay single because I'm entertaining to you while I'm single. Anyway, so yes, it's all about finding that one and working through it. Boom, basic complexity, you're one and one.
Sometimes you might have to just take that leap, and it's a 50-50 chance. It might be good, it might not, but you'll never know unless you take that leap.
All right. And my one is if the sincere interest is mutual without physical violence, work it out. That at the end of the sentence. Just like the Keisha Cole song, Work It Out. So that shows that our generation of adults did have some songs that talk about working things out. And yeah, work it out. Baby better work it out. Beyonce had a song about that too. Anyway, let me stop. Let me stop. We love her, right? Anyway, you remember that song?
Yes.
Yes, that was Pink Panther, right?
No, but it was Austin Powers.
Austin Powers.
I
Yes,
think
yes, yes.
that's
Anyway,
why who checked me. I think.
you are correct. You know,
Okay.
you're absolutely right. And she played Foxy Cleopatra. Anyway,
Yes.
but yes, because I remember that that's how she would speak about it in her interviews. She's like, I'm playing Foxy Cleopatra. That's how she. Anyway, it's cool. So, are you ready for topic D? And after topic D, we're gonna give our where closings and stuff and where people can find hashtag VersTEAv202. And in addition to that, after that, we will go into our bonus, if you will, our live one time only segment. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hashtag telling at It's Chaz May at Williams _Vieta _Perez hashtag VersTEAv202D.
Mom, Dad, can I tell you something?
Yes, of course, sweetheart.
I'm dating someone.
What's his name?
Her name is Sarah. I'm straight.
Okay.
What did you just say?
No, let's not. Let's
Carol,
just come.
What did you just say?
I'm
He
straight.
said he's straight, so let's just all breathe through this.
No son of mine
Okay.
will be straight.
Here's the thing: when you're young, you experiment.
You don't.
And
Yeah,
there's
this is a
things that you-
phase.
I love you, no matter. Honey.
No, I'm not doing this.
Okay. What do you think of Celine Dion? Are you just done with her?
I don't know.
He doesn't know about Celine Dion anymore. This is tough.
You know, maybe you're just not a bottom.
Yeah, sweetheart, you should just try one time being a top. Tonight, we will all sit on the couch. We'll watch, what should we watch? We'll watch,
Hairspray.
Hairspray. We can, as a family, just scroll through Grindr.
He's our son. He's not my son.
He just needs some time.
I give my all to her. Just woman I whisper. How is my life to feel? Your body lifts your mind, 'cause they can't go on. Living in the memory of the sun. I give my own for your love tonight. Give my all for your love tonight.
All right now. So I will say my initial reaction when I saw this, I sent it to two of my gay cousins. They are married husbands, and I was like, "This is hilarious and triggering at the same time," because it's like I explained that I'm happy that this was not my experience coming out to my family, but it was triggering because I explained this. Think about our other LGBT siblings who that is their experience when they come out to their parents, you know? And it's like, it's cute and fun to see it if the roles were reversed. But that's it's funny because it's based in truth. Another thing that truth that it's based in, well, another thing that's cute is when she was like, and what about Celine Dion? Are you just done with her? And it's like, yeah, because Celine Dion is a queen as well as Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, the trifecta of our youth, right? Right? You know, and yes, I will say that my connection, and part of the reason that I connected this video to it, when I was watching that earlier, I realized like this dude's countertenor, it reminded me of this other guy who I used to sing in the choir with, who was a countertenor. And countertenors are very rare, you know, but there are countertenors. Tevin Campbell might be a countertenor. I don't know, but it's not as common, but it's all natural human stuff. Like some guys just naturally have the higher voice. Some women just naturally have the deeper voice. It's all natural. And what I realized about that, because it took me a long time to accept that my homosexuality was natural. I'm just being real with y'all. It took me a long time to accept that, and I fought it for a while. And that had nothing to do with like family telling me to fight it. That was just my own personal conservative mindset. And I realized that not only are those voices natural because humans are different, but sexualities are natural because humans are different. Anyway, yeah, and that's my apply to gay. Basic complexity, I'll finish in my 1 minute.
All right. Yeah, in general, the video is just interesting take if things were reversed. And I believe that it might, keyword might, be might get some heterosexuals to think about the things that we go through on a daily basis. That's all I have.
Okay. Now, I did want to take in my 1 minute. Just one little thing that I didn't mention that might become a big 1 minute. It, like I was saying, it took me a very long time to accept myself as a black gay man, right?
Yeah.
And it's an unfortunate truth, but it is what it is. And I am there now. I do accept and love myself. Hallelujah. Thank you. I used to think that the gay part, and it was sort of preached this way as I would hear, is that it's like, oh, well, it's just my thorn. In the Bible, they talk about Paul and the thorn in his foot that was problematic, that he was like, God, please take this thorn away from me. And God said, no, you just have to deal with it. And I was like, well, maybe that's what homosexuality is for me. But I realized that homosexuality, whatever sexuality, it's natural. Just be your natural self. You know, it's all good. Just being who you are. Live your truth. Live your truth. And I remember a friend of the show, Gail, brought up that phrase to me: live your truth. Live your truth. Okay. Now, my one sentence is being your naturally evolving self is beautiful and natural. Basic complexity.
All right. One thing I've always, probably my entire life, have done was to try to play devil's advocate and look at it from the other side. Which, yeah, it'll give you a somewhat of a different understanding of what the other person is thinking. So you know where their mindset is. And that's it.
And your one sentence, or that was the one sentence.
I guess so.
Okay. All right. So we are going to close up, and then go into our bonus live once segment. So I am Aaron Mack. You can reach me. Am I still there? Good. Okay. You can reach me, Aaron Mack, AARONMCK, at VersTEAV.com. We are all over social media. Hashtag VersTEAV and Basic Complexity. Where can people find you, my friend?
Well, probably first and foremost, the most important I could be found at Basic Complexity at VersTEAv202 and with Basic Complexity, always take the two words basic and complexity, put them together, new space. So it's at VersTEAv.com. And always try to remember was I'm also on TikTok, Basic Complexity, spelled out the same way. And I don't know why I'm forgetting the other one.
TikTok is my Basic Complexity. Instagram is just Basic Complexity.
Yeah, you said what is my basic complexity?
TikTok.
Thank you. And that's only because the name Basic Complexity was taken. Someone probably got that from me and stole it.
Stole it. Thief, right? How dare they? Let me stop. Anyway, but yeah. All right. So this has been week 202 of hashtag VersTEAv, and we will see you all next week. But stick around, because I'm gonna turn off YouTube, and we're gonna have that's an interesting thing. We'll call it hashtag VersTEAv after YouTube. Something. But it's not like we're done with YouTube. We're always back with YouTube every single week. But for this part, we don't want to get flagged, because there's gonna be some music and some partying, some dancing, and all of that stuff. Anyway, so we are turning off YouTube.
So YouTube, peace out.
Yes, peace out, YouTube. And you'll get uploads tomorrow. Don't worry.